Hey everyone, so I'm a little disappointed in myself because I came out here, I took a break earlier, I was praying for you guys for, I've read all the comments that you guys have been giving me, the prayer requests, the struggles that you're going through, just sharing your hearts with me, and it really touched me. And so I said I'd come I'd pray for you guys, so I did. And I was just in the moment and getting a little emotional and crying out to God on your guys' behalf, and just like, why, God? Your people, they need you. We're hurting. We need you to come through for us. We need these answers to our prayers, Lord, because that's where our testimonies lie. That's how we share the truth of the gospel. That's how we show people the power of God, and the power in prayer is by receiving answers to our prayers, for him coming through for us and showing himself as faithful, and that nothing is too hard for him. But we're struggling, his people are struggling, and so my heart just really hurt. And I came out here and I prayed, like I said, and then I had the urge to record the message for you guys, because I was so I hit record and I started making a video about this subject and about trusting God. And then I thought it was going to be very helpful, but then I go to listen to it, and guess what? I had my phone up next to my vent on my car, and the heater was going, and it sounds like I'm like driving down the highway. So I'm not going to post that video, but just know I prayed for you guys. I cried my heart out to God, and I feel for you. My heart is with you guys, because the closer we get to Christ, the longer we walk with him, he softens our heart for the people. And my heart, I've always had a soft heart, have compassion on people. When you really stop to think about people and their struggles, and you can start to empathize with them. And so I really did. I was, when I'm crying out in prayer for you guys, and it just got overwhelming, and it touched me. And so I wanted to share that with you guys, to know that you're not alone in your suffering, and in your waiting, and your moments of disbelief, but we can trust God. I want to share, like, that was my message today, is that we can trust God. He is trustworthy, he is true, but we have to read his word. We have to read his word. We have to believe. We can't just believe some parts of it. We have to believe all of it. And if we can believe the major stories of the word, we can believe that he is who he says he is, and we have to believe all the good things that he says too, all the things he wants to give us, because it is his heart to want to bless us. That's how we show the world that we're set apart, because God's favor, because of his goodness, because of the answers to our prayers. That's how we can, our testimony, we overcome by the word of our testimony and the blood of the Lamb. So I was like, God, we need you to come through for us. And I know he wants to show himself faithful, but it's like, your people are hurting, Lord. So the point is, we have to read his word and keep his word in our heart, put it in our hearts, store it in our hearts, and meditate on it, whenever, especially when we're having these moments of disbelief, these moments of despair, or whatever it is, when we're going through the valley. Psalm 33 verse 4, I like the New International Version. I usually don't read that version a lot, but this version, it says, "The word of the Lord is right and true. He is faithful in all he does." Because he is. He is. We have to believe that he is. He's trustworthy. It's hard to trust him, I think, because we're so used to the people around us, the people in our lives since childhood, growing up, and even in our adulthood. The people are untrustworthy. People fail us all the time. And so for us to truly believe that someone actually is who they say they are, someone who's not gonna go back on their word, someone who's gonna come through for you just because they love you, there's no ulterior motive. Sometimes it's hard for us to believe that, but we have to, if we want to be, if we want to overcome, if we want to be able to endure this life. And, so we have to know who he is. We have to know his promises. We have to believe his promises, that he is for us and he has good and perfect plans for us. It pleases him to give us the keys to the, I don't know, it pleases him to give us these good things. And we have to know that he's reliable, his reliability. In Numbers 23 verse 19, God is not a man that he should lie, nor a son of man that he should repent. Has he said, and will he not do? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good? I'm just really thankful for that. I'm thankful that he is someone who is always true to his word. And so we have to know his love. We have to grow in our faith. We have to read about those in the Bible who had that great faith, who, their faith was accounted to them as righteousness. Abraham, and Enoch and Noah and Moses and Joseph, all these the major characters who endured so much, but yet they didn't waver in their faith. They trusted God, even, before they could come, before they had Jesus and the Word, they had the, I don't know, hopefully you guys get what I'm saying. But I really like to think about Gideon also, because he asked God for several different signs and confirmations. Do this to the fleece, or don't do that to the fleece. And God did it for him. God answered for him. God came through for him and gave him those confirmations. And what did that do for Gideon? It increased his faith. It increased his trust in God, that God was with him, God was for him, and he was going to do what he said he was going to do, and he could trust God. So, ask God for confirmation of what it is that you're going through, what you're trying to see. Just seek his will. Because I would cry out to God and be like, God, I just want to do your will, but I can't do it unless you tell me. You tell me what it is. We want to please God, but he wants us to trust him, to believe without seeing, to walk by faith and not by sight. So we have to grow in our faith. How do we do that? We have to read his word. Everything comes down to just being in his word, believing him and taking him at his word. It's when we take our eyes off of him and we forget the promises. We forget how good he is and what his plans and purposes are for us, is when we start to doubt that we can trust him. We start to doubt that he's going to do what he said he's going to do. We start to live in despair and grief, and he doesn't want that for us. He wants that to give us life and life more abundantly. It's not just the material things, the joy and the peace and love and an expectation that he's coming through for us, that he's faithful. We don't have to worry about a thing. So I like to remember Isaiah 55 verse 11, and I'll leave you guys with this verse. So shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but it shall accomplish what I please, and it shall prosper in the thing for which I sent it. Take him at his word. He is not a man that he should lie. He is the great and mighty I am. Okay? If you guys need prayer, if you just whatever you need, if you want to share your thoughts, share some stories or testimonies of your faith and how you've come through, how he's come through for you, answered prayers, lift each other up and encourage each other in the comments. We cannot lose heart right now, guys. We have to stay strong in the Lord. Okay? So I keep praying for you guys. I care for you guys. I love you guys with the love of Christ. And I just pray that this has been encouraging, and you keep focused, keep looking up, keep your eyes on Jesus. Okay? Have a blessed day. Jesus bless you guys. Bye.